Hey, what's up? Jason here, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down what I consider the best way to sell services for SMMAs, SaaS agencies, really any business, and it all is based around this 1, 2, 3 concept, okay? I actually like to call this the Baby Yoda strategy. and for good reason, because we're going to take a very important lesson from the streaming services, stuff like Disney Plus, and be able to apply it to our business to bring in more sales, close more deals, and make more money in our business. So it all kicks off with remembering cable TV, right? Do we remember this ancient dinosaur called cable TV? It was dozens to hundreds of channels, 50 to $100 a month. And what did we get from that? And 100 plus. I mean, I remember cable bills. I think my parents had paid at one point, it was like 200 something bucks. I remember like crazy cable packages. But what did we get with cable TV, right? It's TV shows, movies, documentaries, and music, okay? The problem with it, people just started really hating it because there was no flexibility, right? And there was one giant bill. If I wanted, like, there was this extra channel I wanted, you couldn't just get that channel, right? You had to buy the next level package that had like 1,000 other channels that you were never going to watch. So there's no flexibility with it, and you just got this one big massive bill. But then what came on the scene, right? Then came Netflix and the streamers. Netflix came around and said, hey, you know all those things you hate about cable TV? Well, I don't have any of that stuff. I'm super flexible. I have all your favorite movies, no advertising, no ads, no commercials, and I'm one cheap little bill, right? And then Hulu came on and said, hey, if you like Netflix, I'm kind of the same kind of thing, except for I'm TV shows and I'm super flexible, tiny bill. And then before you know it, like all these services just started popping out of nowhere, right? Netflix kind of kicked off the trend, and then everywhere, like Sling TV came out, HBO. And then we started seeing all over social media, this cute little guy here, this cute little green guy. I was like, what is this guy all about? What is that? Is that Baby Yoda? What is that? Holy cow. And started seeing advertisements for this little green guy here for a show called The Mandalorian that was going to start playing on Disney Plus, and the only way you could watch it was having Disney Plus. And so we all fell in love with Baby Yoda, and we're like, yeah, I need Disney Plus so I can watch this show, right? ESPN, CBS, all these different streaming services started coming out, and before you know it, right, there was dozens of channels, $5 to $30 plus each, right? But little tiny bills, but they ranged in this price range for what? For TV shows, movies, documentaries, and music. The same thing that we were getting from cable TV. However, right, we were piecing them together, but it still ended up costing about the same thing, right? You start getting all these services, which a lot of people were. A lot of people said, oh, screw cable, I'm going to get Netflix. Oh, HBO Now. Yeah, cool. Sling, Hulu, Disney Plus. They start adding up, and before you know it, they're actually paying around the same amount they were for cable TV. The difference was they were a bunch of tiny bills, right? Because it wasn't like cable where it came in one packaged bill, right? When you think about it now, a lot of you guys have these services, right? You have a lot of these different services. They all come in, bill you at different times of the month based on when you signed up, right? So you're not getting a $250 bill. You're getting $15 from Netflix on this day. And then a couple of days later, maybe you're getting a $9 a month bill from ESPN and $10 from Disney, whatever the prices are. So bottom line is all these tiny bills hitting you. So not one big bill all at once, and super flexible. Like, we're okay with it because I got to piece this together. I wasn't stuck in it like I was with cable. Okay. The hidden lesson, though, here is cable TV, 50 to $100 plus a month for TV shows, movies, documentaries, and music. I get the same thing with the streaming services. Really nothing different. I'm still paying around $100 probably plus a month for TV shows, movies, documentaries, and music to get the same thing. But it's just the method in which I built my streaming services together versus the way I was forced to with cable. Okay. And there's a couple of important concepts that we can pull from that we can apply to our own business. The first is the tripwire. Okay. Tripwire is just simply a low risk, low dollar, high perceived value starter type service. Okay. I highlighted here, it's a way for people to dip their toes in without having to make a big purchase. in the instance of like Netflix, right? I might get a trial to start Netflix, to dip my toe in, try it out, and I see how awesome Netflix is, and then I end up buying it. And ultimately, it brings us to the next lesson tip that we can pull from the streaming services is the value ladder. Now, this is an age-old kind of marketing name and tactic and strategy. It's just a strategic process to offer more services to a client. Okay. Typically, a traditional value ladder, if you will, is you start with your tripwire, your starter service, and then as you add more things, you're adding extra value, but it's also potentially adding into the price. I like to say it's adding into the value that you're providing your clients and the value that you receive. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be higher cost items stacked in with each other. Let's look at it in like a real example here, or let's apply examples so it all starts making sense. So, for example, Netflix was let me dip my toes into the streaming stuff. I have cable. I want to transition from cable, so let me dip my toes in. Netflix comes on the scene and says, "Hey, give me a try. I think you might like me. I'm a fraction of the cost of buying all these things together, and I have these special benefits. Dip your toes in." So we get Netflix. We're like, oh man, I love Netflix. And then what happens? Hulu says, "Hey guys, I'm here and I'm just like Netflix. So you're already using Netflix. You're happy with Netflix. I'm going to add more value to you because I'm the same thing as Netflix, but I do TV shows with no commercials. I'm a nice cheap price. You can piece me up, I'm just a fraction of the cost of the giant cable." And then, right, Baby Yoda says, "Hey, you want to see me on my quirky, wacky adventures? You're going to need Disney Plus, right? So get Disney Plus. You already got Netflix. You already got Hulu. You might as well get Disney Plus." As you can see here, Netflix was the tripwire. Netflix allowed people to dip their toes into the streaming services. And once they got a taste of it, they're like, "Yeah, I love this. Oh, cool. Now I'll take Hulu. Yeah, I'll take Disney Plus." So as you can see, the value over here on the left, the value is what the customer's receiving. So as you can see, the more of these things that start accumulating, the more value the customer gets. But also you can see price, right? Now, it's not necessarily that the price is going up each time. Like Netflix is $10, Hulu's 15, Disney Plus is 30. That's why I like to say, instead of price, I like to think the value you receive, right? So Netflix plus the price people are paying for Hulu plus the price people are paying for Disney Plus, you're getting all that. So the value you're receiving from the customer is also going up. So you're providing more value to a customer, the more things that you're giving them, and you're getting more value for that. Now, if we apply that to our businesses, our agencies, our SMMAs, our SaaS agencies, whatever it is, right? This is what it might look like, okay? Again, I'm going to give them something to dip their toes in. If it's an SMMA, right, I may do like a free trial, a free campaign of running Facebook ads. Or, in case of my agency, I may do something like do a email marketing campaign or a text blast to get some quick results, a nice trial. Here's a dip your toes in. And then once they try it, all we're doing next is we're going to sell the retainer, right? We're saying, okay, cool. So now that you've had a taste of it, if you want to keep it going, here's the investment every single month. Here's the price every single month, right? No different than Netflix. Netflix actually has a trial, right? Typically a free trial, if I'm not mistaken. Give it a try for 7 days. And then after that 7 days, it's the same thing. Netflix says, all right, now that you've had a taste, if you like this and want to keep it going, then the price is only X a month. Okay. It's no different here. We're allowing them to dip their toes in. That's their first working with us, is something to let them dip their toes in so they can see how great it is. Then we close them on the monthly deal of that same service. And then we're able to add in the next service and the next service and the next service, which is easier to now sell because they're a customer. Once someone becomes a customer, it is always easier to sell something to an existing customer than it is to acquire a new customer, right? So that's the power of this, what I like to call the Baby Yoda strategy, right? It's to have a nice setup of a systematic offering of services, right? I'm going to start with service one, right? Allow them to dip their toes in. And then once they dip their toes in with service one, the second step is actually selling them the monthly price of service one. So again, I might do a Facebook ads campaign, do one quick campaign for a few days, bring in some leads to show them how awesome that is, and I'll do that for free. I shut it off, and then we say, look, here's the leads we got, here's the results that we got. If you want to keep it going, then the price is $1,000 a month to keep it going. Okay. You say, yeah, let's keep this thing going. Well, that's the next step, right? I've now closed them on the monthly deal. And then, right, then step 3 is me then saying, all right, cool. Well, now that we got that, I think the next opportunity, the next thing that makes sense to add in is this service, and then next service and next service. So the more things I'm offering them, right, the more things I'm offering, the more value they're getting from it, and the more value I'm receiving. Okay? And that's the Baby Yoda strategy. And it is hands down what I think is the best way for any SMMA SaaS agency to get going and growing their business by closing more deals faster, easier, and ultimately bringing in more money from their customers and clients while also providing those customers and clients more value themselves. All right, cool. If you like this, if you use something like this already in your business, give me a comment below. If you liked it, throw me a comment. Give me a like, follow, share, any of that crazy stuff that you guys want to do. There's going to be more videos that building upon this concept. I've already done a couple videos introducing the SMMA 2.0 concept, which I use heavily, which I use this Baby Yoda strategy heavily in that SMMA 2.0. So check it out, and I'll see you in another video. Cheers.